Comedy Mushroom Cult Podcast coming at your asses. Oh no, I forgot my drink. This is gonna be an issue for this episode. I don't know. We're not gonna pause it. We're just rolling through. Give me 2 seconds of dead air, please. Thank you for holding. Your assistance is necessary, and your patronage is important to all of us here at Comedy Mushroom Cult Podcast. Hey, I'm back. I forgot my my LaCroix, which I don't understand the hate on LaCroix. It's good. It's. I mean, they don't sponsor this, so like I don't know. Don't sue me for telling people about your product, but like it's good, and I don't know why people hate on it so much. Like I don't know. Get over it. Like it's got 0 calories and like some salt and stuff. Like what do you want? It tastes like, oh, it tastes like it was in the same room as like fruit. It's like, okay, sick. You fucking make it better. With 0 calories? Like sure, I'm gonna get cancer from water, but like, I don't know. You fucking do better, I guess. Welcome to the new setup. If you're listening to this, then you don't give a fuck. You never do. About the video, which is fine. Like that's your prerogative, but like we're trying to take this seriously. And yes, I know last time I told you I was gonna take it seriously and get you one before the end of the week. But do you know what? I got sick. All right, fuck off. Because here's the thing. I've been on like a real run of sicknesses lately. Like when I had to call off work, like basically 2 weeks in a row. 1 week was already called off, but like the other one, I had to call off because of the sickness. And like, so basically, the episode you got, I was fighting like some sort of sinus shit. You can still hear it in my voice. I'm still fighting it, but like it's getting better because I'm on antibiotics and shit now. But like, I don't know, like it was like a weird sinus cold thing. Then I went out of town. I did the co-headlining thing at the Funny Stop, thanks to the people who came out. If you're not one of the people who came out and you live in Northeast Ohio, you can fuck yourself. But that's fine. I mean, everybody's busy. It's the holidays. I can't expect people to show up when I ask you to show up to things. That's wild to ask somebody to support your small business and dreams, especially when you're kind of at the top of your game right now. And like you give pretty irregular free content out. I mean, asking somebody to drop a couple of bucks to come see you on a Thursday night. I mean, I understand people are busy, but like, I don't know, you're not that busy. If you have time to listen to this, you probably have time to come out to the show. And if you're not in Northeast Ohio, this doesn't pertain to you. So like, thank you. For those who did come out, I'm not like upset about it. I'm not really bitter about it at all. It was actually like very motivating to be like, hey, we need to do some more work and get more people out. That's cool. That's kind of the reason why we got this whole fucking setup now. Just to like do it a little more professionally. And so like, whatever. But I did that and then visited my sister on the way home and then like got back here that Friday and had like a nice little Friday dinner thing, and then went to bed because I was supposed to work Saturday morning. Went to bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, nothing crazy, but woke up like 11:30, midnight, and then just was throwing up from midnight to 6 in the morning, and I don't throw up. Like the last time I like threw up that much was like probably when I graduated college, and that was from drinking. That wasn't from just my entire system fighting against me. I even had like a fever and everything, and the only time I get fevers is when I have COVID. And like there's a bunch of like people being like, well, COVID still exists. Like yes, obviously COVID still exists, but I don't know, it wasn't COVID, it was a different sickness. And then that turned into this sinus bullshit that you can hear on top of that. And then I got my fucking vasectomy a couple of days ago. Today's Saturday, so yeah, 2 days ago. So I mean, it's just been like a health run. So even though I promised I would have had a Thursday podcast out, I wasn't feeling that good that day. And then I've literally been sick since then. And the only reason I'm not sick now, and I believe in this 100%, is because I got my vasectomy. Because part of getting a vasectomy and like the post-op stuff is they give you antibiotics to make sure that you don't get an infection in your fucking nuts. And so because they don't want me to get an infection in my nuts, they gave me enough antibiotics, and that just by happenstance. Like, good thing I had a vasectomy scheduled, because maybe I'd be in the hospital right now because I wasn't going to go to the doctor over a sinus infection. And that's kind of like the little fun joke that I was telling, is like when I called off work, I called off and just like tried to say that I had a sinus infection and stomach issues, and they were just like, well, yeah, but like, could you work through that? And then I was like, do you know what, fuck it, I just got my COVID test back. And then they don't question it, because people are still afraid to question whether or not you have it, which is fine, that's fair. We all know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody that died from COVID. Nobody's ever died from a sinus infection, which I found out isn't true. Because I said that at an open mic, and a doctor was there, and she was like, well, that's just patently not true. And I just was like, hey, don't fact check me. This is an open mic. I'm making jokes. I'm not like actively spreading misinformation. Like, I'm not sitting in your emergency room and like telling people that they can't die from a sinus infection. But no, like it's good. I'm like starting to feel alive again today. Today's the first day in about 2 weeks that I've like had energy. And what sucks about it is like I've got energy, but like I can't do anything because I'm still recovering from Planned Parenthood harvesting my organs. So I can't like yesterday I tried to like hop step up like some steps. Like, you know, like when you walk up that first step and then you just like do that like slight little stair jog that we all just kind of do to pretend that we're climbing the stairs faster. Like, you know, when you see somebody kind of loafing upstairs and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, please just walk up the stairs. Please get out of my way. And then you do that like little hustle shuffle thing upstairs, and it takes the exact same amount of time that that person was taking, but it looked like you were doing more. I tried to do one of those, and after that first step, I was like, ooh, we are not okay to do that. So like that's how that's going. So like physically, I can't do much. Like, we walked a block and a half, maybe 2 blocks to go get coffee this morning, and then I got back and like had to sit on an ice pack again because I was pushing a little bit too hard. And vasectomies, very easy to get done, especially if you're poor and you get them at Planned Parenthood. Because I think we talked about it. Planned Parenthood doesn't want poor people having children. That's why their founder, like on their website, like I had like heard the rumors about it, and I didn't do much research. And then of course, like I just spread that I heard it. And I mean, I like looked it up before, but not like directly on their website. But like one of their founders was legitimately into eugenics, and like that was kind of the idea behind Planned Parenthood and like giving away abortions and stuff like that when they started kicking it off. And like the thing that they say on their website, like if you go onto like the About Me website or About Us or whatever on Planned Parenthood, it's like a whole fucking first page about this lady who was like super into eugenics. I think it was a woman. I'm pretty sure. But like she teamed up with like white supremacists and like the Nazi party and shit like that to get more funding, because she was like, yeah, I don't want these poor people to have children either. So give me money so we can abort all of these poor children. And that was the idea behind it. And now it's the most liberal thing you can do is support Planned Parenthood. So the little joke I made last night when I was on stage at the Comedy Cabin, shout out Nathan Clemens at the Comedy Cabin. There's no reason there should be a club that much fun in Janesville, Wisconsin. Like, there's not a less fun sounding place in the world than Janesville, Wisconsin. I tried to make a joke about Maroon 5 and say songs about Janesville, and nobody got it. Because, like, why would you, if you're in Janesville, Wisconsin, why would you get a joke about Maroon 5 and songs about Jane? And there, I'm like wildly distracted. It looks like somebody's fucking around with their curtains across the way from me, which, oh, they are. Oh, it's a small child. Okay, that makes sense. It looked like, all right, slightly racist, but it's just a pure fact of how lighting works. I just saw these curtains moving and couldn't see why they were moving. And it's because it was a small black child that was moving them in like a weird lighting. So like the way that the outside of the windows are also like the same shade as their skin, so they like bled into like the window and everything like that. So like it was, I couldn't tell who was moving it. It looked like these like curtains were just going insane and like moving themselves. And it was like a small black child moving them to sweep. So I just had like a stroke for a minute and couldn't pay attention. But no, Janesville, Wisconsin, it fucking rips. Go to the Comedy Cabin. The rest of the city, fine, who cares? It doesn't matter that the rest of the city exists. But the Comedy Cabin fucking rips. Janesville is necessary just so the Comedy Cabin's there. But like what I said on stage last night, was that like the closest I get to giving money to the Republican Party is giving money to Planned Parenthood, because I know their racist background. Some people liked it because they hate Planned Parenthood and don't pay attention to the rest of the joke. Other people liked it because they liked the calling Republicans racist, but most people didn't like it because it was calling people racist and it was supporting Planned Parenthood at the same time, which is, I mean, if you're going to get that anywhere else, I don't know where else you're going to get it from, other than here and from me. Like, it's just that perfect intersection of, like, fuck everything you think is important, and, hey, like, I've been saying it on stage a lot lately because I've been doing a few more, like, left-leaning liberal rooms, and we've been here, you know me, you know that there's nothing but love in my heart for everybody, and I think everything should be free, especially life-affirming care, and like I've been like making Luigi Mangione jokes about saying like he's obviously Italian because like he was hitting on a barista, and that's what got him caught. Like the only thing that he could have done that was more Italian is like shot that guy in public and then blamed it on the closest Jewish person, and then like this room just super tightened up. Because that's what they did with Jesus. That's what the Romans did. And the Romans are Italians. I'm explaining the joke, which is unfunny, but like, it's one of those, like, if you're dumb, that's all, like, the buzzwords that you're not supposed to laugh at. But it's an incredibly good joke that's very smart and historically accurate. And, like, when you grow up your entire life having angry white women yelling, like, if you don't know history, you're doomed to repeat it, or whatever the fuck they say about, like, critical race theory and stuff like that, where it's like, if you don't know the history, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's like, okay, well, that works for the things that you want to cover, not, like, all history. Like, you don't want to know that Planned Parenthood was founded by eugenicists. Like, they don't want that out there. They don't want, like, oh, Bill Clinton, a Democratic president, like, took away all the restrictions on big businesses, and that's the reason why there's, like, 3 airlines and 2 TV companies that run everything, why there's, like, wild conglomerates of, like, food companies, and S.C. Johnson and all of their parent companies, like, own everything, and that's directly because of them taking over, like, they got rid of all the regulations is the word I was looking for. The Clinton administration got rid of, like, all the regulations on everything, and that they were Democrats, quote unquote. But, like, we're supposed to vote for his wife and be mad that she lost, and, like, be upset that Kamala lost as well, and be, like, surprised that Joe Biden, who was, like, behind the 92 crime bill, again, another see, this is what you wanted to listen to. But, like, all the other, like, the reason why jails are flooded is because of Joe Biden. But he's the one who's going to fix it, and Kamala Harris is going to fix it as well. Like, instead of, like, actually looking at that and talking about actual history, we want to, like, go back to, like, the things that are convenient for what we want to push. Not, like, what actual history was. Because I mean, here you go. If you don't know the history and you don't talk about it, you're doomed to repeat it by continuously losing elections by living in a fake world. I forget how we got onto the Clintons, but it doesn't matter. Planned Parenthood. I had a wild coughing fit on stage last night, just like that. And it was bad news bears. I made it was only a 20-minute set, and I made it like 17 minutes before I lost my goddamn mind on it. Kind of like this, right about this mark. But I mean, this is 13, 14 minutes, something like that. So it was about that same mark. But I powered through, and yet I persisted. But no, I got my vasectomy at Planned Parenthood. It was an incredibly easy process. Like, I know I talked about it, but like they have a sliding scale thing. It's really honestly a good program. It's fun to make fun of Planned Parenthood because like we're supposed to like super care about it as like good voting liberals with my Kathleen Clyde Democrat shirt on. Shout out Kathleen Clyde. Sorry I'm saying all this stuff with your name on my body. It's probably embarrassing for you that I ran your campaign at a certain point. But if you want to think about it, last time we won a campaign. So like, God, what a fucking weird time. Like, I was in charge of helping somebody get elected. Now, in that election, she could have done it herself and not shown up. Like, the expected margin that we were supposed to win by is exactly what we won by. So some might say that, like, I was unnecessary, but, like, the history books say that I was there. So I was there. And I was helpful in, like, the last election that she won. So that's cool. I don't know. And, but yeah, so Planned Parenthood, they do it on a sliding scale. I only had to pay 12% of what it costs. So instead of paying, like, $1,100 for it, I ended up paying $133 and some change, plus like $80 for the first appointment. So like for under $250, I got a vasectomy and don't have to worry about impregnating anybody, especially my girlfriend. But no, and it was cool. And I mean, you get to do all of the fun Planned Parenthood things. Like, we obviously, the one in the city is the one where I went and got like my consultation, but I got like the actual procedure done in God damn it, where did I get it done? Aurora? No, I forget. I don't know. It was like an hour away. It might have been Aurora. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But like it was, and I'm like on cold meds. I'm on fucking like extra strength Tylenol, extra strength ibuprofen. Just pure spite at this point. And I'm having like a crazy ADHD day. But I had to go to the suburbs to get it done. And of course the one in the city didn't have protesters at it. But like the one in the suburbs had one guy, and it was the day after Christmas, getting it, like going into a Planned Parenthood on the day after Christmas is just a very funny thing. And there was one protester out there, just like an old guy. And they actually drove me because I was supposed to be able to take a Valium beforehand. And I was very excited to try a new drug, but they didn't even offer it to me. Which is fine, whatever, that's their prerogative, and I didn't end up needing it, and I would much rather, like, not know if that's, like, another one that, like, gets me hooked to something. Like, I'm good with prescription pills. I dated somebody who had a prescription pill problem, and that never snagged me. Like, it was super fun to have, like, Percocet and, fucking Vicodin in the apartment all the time when you're, like, 21, 22, but then it gets old unless you're addicted to it. And like, I'm just not a big pill guy, but with like addiction issues, you're kind of worried about it. So it never came up, didn't have to have it, but Ashley drove. And, so we were walking in, and like the old guy was just like yelling at us, like, there are other options, there are other places to get free, like get the baby checked out. So like he thought we were going in there for an abortion, which is like a wild assumption because Planned Parenthood does so many things. Vasectomies, people use it as their regular doctor, you can get STD care, all that other shit, and you can also kill a fetus, which is helpful. It's a one-stop shop. It's like Walmart for reproductive health. And so like he just keeps yelling, and I just give him a big thumbs up, and because I didn't want to like go over to him and be like, hey man, I'm getting a vasectomy. We're doing the responsible thing. And I mean, weird Christians are against vasectomies as well, because like they want God to be in charge of every part of their life except for every part of their life that's inconvenient for them. And so that was very fun to get heckled by a protester. So we got that part. Then you go in and you get to like see young women coming out after their abortion and just being like, yeah, that was easier than I thought it would be. Like this young lady went up to her mom afterwards, and her mom's like, all right, are you ready? And she's like, yeah, you want to go grab lunch? Which is like fun. And I mean, I know abortion's just normal healthcare, and it's important that women have access to it. But just like the nonchalantness of it was a little strange. And then it was my turn, which has to be fun for like that doctor there, that he gets to like go between like vaginas and penises like instantly, where he's just like, all right, we'll solve this problem for this young lady so she can have like a career and go to college or like start an OnlyFans, like whatever the fuck she wants to do. Cause she was like young and not like underage young, but like young enough. And so like I don't know what kind of industry she's trying to get into. Like I don't know what dream this child was gonna get in the way of. But we're glad that she has like the opportunity to chase those dreams again. And then it's like me, who's like a 34-year-old dickhead, who's getting a vasectomy so his girlfriend doesn't have to take the pill anymore and I don't have to wear condoms. So like that's just gotta be a very fun thing to bounce back and forth from. Is like, all right, we're gonna fix this mistake, and then we're gonna make sure that this mistake gets handled. Like we're lucky that we haven't had to have like a frequent flyer miles on this guy. But no, it was very easy. If you're thinking about getting it, hit me up. I don't know, we're 2 days in. Like I said, I mean, I walked a little bit too much today. Other than that, like I took a shower today. You have to wear like tight underwear all the time, and that's embarrassing. I'm just in like tiny underwear, and it's not a good look for your boy. I don't like wearing briefs anyways, let alone like bikini briefs that are like a size too small to like keep my nuts tucked into my body, because they cut the cord and like but like to get in there's like holes, and I know that this is a lot, but I mean it's science. So I mean, if we want to talk about science, let's talk about science in scientific ways. They like laser some holes into my nutsack and but no, that's like what they do. They like burn holes into my nutsack and then like clamp down on the vas deferens and snip it. So the only scars are like these two little holes. And it's not like a problem as long as you don't get them super wet or like touch them. But like I was like in a towel and I was like folding my clothes, and it was like the longest I hadn't been wearing underwear in 2 days. And I was like, let's just let everything breathe. Like, let's everything be cool. And then it was like, oh, this is why I'm supposed to be in tight underwear. Because like after like 5-6 minutes, just like the gravity on it, like I could feel the surgical area stinging real bad. So like that wasn't fun. But like the rest of it, like I kicked it and like talked to the doctor about jazz while he's like, and that wasn't like the most fun because I don't know the demographics of male versus female on this, and I don't know if this happens to women where like, because like if I go to the doctor, if somebody's gonna be looking at my penis, it's either like a good thing, a very good thing, we're having fun, just gonna do the thing that humans love to do the most, is spread their seed inside or upon a woman, and like that's good, that's fun. Like that's when your dick's supposed to be shown off, and that's good. Like you want to be like, hey, here, this is what I'm working with. But if you go to the doctor, it's always bad. Like it instantly knows some shit's up, especially if you're going to get your fucking vas deferens clipped. And even the doctor said, like he did the left one. That hurt really bad. He said the left one usually hurts the worst. So if you're going to get one, just be ready for the left one to hurt the worst. And he says he usually does it second. But if you can, ask him to do the left one first. Because it was much better for that one to hurt and then be ready for the next one to hurt real bad. And it didn't hurt nearly as bad. Little tip from me to you. But like he said after he did the left one, he's like rooting around trying to find the right one, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, it's taking a minute." Like usually when the one figures out, when they figure out what we're doing, the other one kind of hides, which is like a funny little ball sack joke from the doctor while he's inside of my nutsack, just having so much fun, making jokes, listening to jazz, making quips. But like there was a lady helping him, and I'm sure they've seen like all different sizes and shapes and colors and dicks with spots on it and stripes and things that smell weird. But like when it just shrivels up. It's the worst that my dick could ever look. And like absolutely nobody's having a good time. I'm there to get like my balls cut off, and like these people are there to work, so like nobody there's having fun, and I don't want to be there like with my pants off. But like I have two strangers looking at my dick in like the worst it's ever looked ever, possibly, because you're inside of it cutting on it. It's gonna shrivel and try to escape, and it's bad. So I don't know if that happens to women. Like I don't know if when you go, because like obviously having a small penis is bad for men, and like the the idea of like a large vagina is bad for women on paper, I guess. So I don't know, like does your vagina get bigger when you go to like the gynecologist and you're like, I swear it's usually smaller than this? Where like I almost felt obligated to be like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like I'm not happy that it looks like this. I'm sure you're not happy. But like it'd be much worse if I came in here and I was just like swinging a hammer while you're fucking with this. But no, I got a vasectomy. It's fine. Everything seems cool. I don't know. It's gonna be fine. I'm more worried that I'm gonna like forget at some point. Like, I don't know. I'm a very forgetful person, and I understand, like this was like a real procedure. Like now when I have to like fill out medical stuff, I'm gonna have to be like, got my tonsils out, had a foot surgery to remove warts, also had a vasectomy. Like what a strange triumvirate of fucking surgeries. Like we really hit them all. We got like mouth, foot, and balls. Like we're basically a chakra chart at this point. Like I got my fucking throat chakra, I got my fucking root chakra, and then I've got my fucking feet chakra. Like all fucking readjusted by Western medicine. This is East meets West. But no, other than that, I mean, comedy, like last night I had maybe one of the best sets of the year. So that's a very fun way to like bookend it. Like the place that I had like one of my best sets of the year at the beginning of the year is now closed, which very sucks. Very much sucks. Very sucks. It very sucks. Welcome to Chinese Podcast. Hello, everybody in the CCP. I'm Ray Roberts, bringing you the news about the USA. This is the only CCP state-sanctioned podcast in all of the United States since you guys took over. Now I'm allowed to do it because they shit on us just the perfect amount. No, like it was a very fun spot in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and that's closed now. And then like the cabin is probably gonna be the last like real show. It's the last real show I have on the docket for the rest of the year. Not doing New Year's Eve, which is kind of a bummer. But like, I don't know, it was super fun. Got to see a couple of friends. Mike Marvell was headlining. He's always the best, just like a Wisconsin legend. I featured and just absolutely murdered. And I'm real good right now. And it's not, and I even told like my buddy, JL, like I told JL Kirking, another Wisconsin comic, very nice guy. He's the guy who helped us move. Just a sweetheart of a man, of whom I love very much. But I was telling him, like, after my set, he was like, that was really good. And I'm like, not even, like, with no braggadocio at all. I'm good right now. Like, I get into pockets, and I'm, like, top tier at the top of my game right now. And that crowd was very forgiving. But, like, Michael Kuski, he did guest spot. He did a great job. That's the best I've ever seen him do. And then new friend, she's from, not from Chicago, she's from Illinois somewhere. But a Chicago friend that I see at the mics, Ashley Lusk, hosted. She did a great job. It's like, so from, like, right from the rip. And then Nathan did a set too, and he did well. But like everybody did well, and I fucking murdered. So did Marvell. But like it was wild. Like you just don't, in certain spots you don't expect them to just like follow you on shit, and like they were on everything, and that's fun. Like it was a good set overall, but it shouldn't have been like that good. Like I even tried to do my like Mangione joke, the one where I tell like the Italian thing, and like it's Janesville, Wisconsin, so they all think that like violence against CEOs is like against the rules and would like somehow go against their fucking life values and whatnot. But no, it's like, and I even like put a little quip in there of like, I'm never gonna have to worry about making enough money to be murdered by somebody just because I'm like ruining society. But like kids do have to go to school, so like we have to worry about that for real. And like that was early in the set, and that could have like sidetracked it, but I reined it in, pulled it back in, and then just murdered. Even had a coughing fit, like I said, about 3/4 of the way in, still fucking murdered. Like it was, I could do no wrong, and it was so fun. And that's not happening other places. Like the Comedy Cabin, like I said before, it's a beautiful place. I loved it a lot. It's a great spot, and Nathan Clemens needs to keep that rolling. I know Fitzsimmons is going to be there in a couple of weeks, so if you're in the area or like within an hour of there, go see it. I mean, it's a small spot. Like, where else are you going to be able to see like Greg Fitzsimmons? Fucking Josh Wolf is going to be there. I think maybe in May, maybe earlier than that. But like, he plays like theaters, and I know that he's like open for arena access. Like, he was on like CMT television. Like, Josh Wolf, man, like he's famous, and like you're not going to be able to see people at a more intimate place than that's still like well run and cares about comedy. Those places don't exist anymore, so it's important to keep this one rolling. So if you're anywhere near it, we're traveling from all over the country. The least you could do is travel like an hour to go there. There's that. I am now a pirate, and my fucking voice is going out. This isn't going to be like a whole episode. We've got lives to live. You're not looking out for this today. But while I have you here, I've got a shitload of content out right now. I've got clip on Instagram that should be doing much better than it is. I've got a short on YouTube. I've got a little chunk from my Comedy Cabin set on there as well about my vasectomy. That's on there. I'm probably going to upload the whole set because it was like that good. Like it might be my submission tape at this point. And because it just shows everything that I do pretty well. So like we're going to probably put that up there. We've got this fucking podcast that's going to be out up on there. So I'm pumping out content, even though like I'm behind on like this podcast. Like there's plenty of shit for you to follow along with, and I understand that it's not cool to help and support. Like I can't get you to come to a show that's in your fucking neighborhood. Like the least you could do is hit the share button. That'd be super cool. Like I'm driving 5-6 hours to get out to places. If you think it's cool, like hit share some of my shit. I understand that it's not like the most like socially acceptable things that I talk about, and that's fine. That might not be your brand, but you can even say like, hey, this isn't maybe my favorite joke of his, but Ray's doing a really good job, and maybe this is for you. Maybe do that. You can just, nobody needs to know that I know that you're also kind of a dirtbag and find things that you're not supposed to find funny. Like, it's fine. We can have fun. We can have guilty pleasures. All right? You can do it. You can support. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with a whole bunch of nonsense corporate bullshit art made by AI, which maybe that's what you want. Like, maybe that's what you want. You want life to be easier. You don't want to have to, like, deal with the dirty things in life that I get my art from. I agree. I wish that the world was in a much better place, and I didn't have a twisted sense of humor to make the shitty things in this world funny. I understand that, like, what I'm doing shouldn't be necessary, but I think it's necessary because, like, the bad things are going to happen whether or not I make fun of them. So why not have some fun with it? Why not try to, like, undermine it and take a little bit of air out of like the fucking balloon that is like this gas bag of life. Like make it a little bit easier to deal with, all right? Laugh at it, have a little bit of fun, be cute, fucking share. Because like it's not like a zero-sum thing. It's not like if I don't succeed, some other corporate bullshit's gonna, like, it's gonna succeed at the same time. But like, I don't know. We want to support like already big name podcasts. Like people share clips from Kill Tony of like worse things than I say and are like, oh, this is crazy. And like, okay, you'll share somebody's 1 minute stupid set you'll never see. But like you know me, right? And you can share a minute set of mine that's better than what you're already sharing. But since it doesn't say Kill Tony on it, it's not cool to support it. Like, start a movement yourself. Be your own individual and try to rope in more individuals that like me, alright? Jeez, I'm doing my part. You fucking do yours. Go to RayRobertsComedy.com. I'm printing out stickers to raise money for going to Alaska and shit. I've got a bunch of really good shows coming up, opening for Zoltan in a couple of weeks. Doing Don't Tell Milwaukee in a month and a half or so, doing some shit at the Comedy Cabin. Like next month I'm in Milwaukee, I'm in Saugatuck, Michigan, might be in Louisville, I am in Fort Wayne in like 3 weeks. Like I'm all over the fucking map here, doing the best that I can. The least you can do is please just share something. For free. It's a click of a button. You don't even have to click a button anymore. You tap a screen. You don't even have to push a button all the way down. You tap a screen and you share it and you say, hey, go follow Ray. Wouldn't that be nice if you did that? It'd be super cool. Because I know the numbers of people who listen to this, it's not a lot, but like, it's a pretty regular amount of people. If each one of you shared when I put something out, that's good. And I know I'm putting out top quality shit that's not algorithm friendly. So like I need your help to help move shit like this forward. I know that it should be shared 6-7 times if I'm being conservative with how many people who listen to this. Not only 6 or 7 people listen to this. I don't need you to think that you're that much of a freak. It's not much more than that. But if like 6, like I should have 6 or 7 shares on everything that I do, that I put out there. And if you're not seeing it, that's fine. You can put on like the little notification thing. You can click the like, notify me when something new comes out. The little ba-ding, like you can do that shit. Like it's very easy. It's just clicking a couple buttons. I know you do it for other more famous people, but you know me. And then like if I get famous at some point and have a bunch of money and you're like addicted to drugs or about to get like kidnapped by the cartels or something like that and need a couple bucks to get out, if I'm famous, I'm like in a way better spot to do a favor and help you out than if I stay at this level forever. But no, I don't know. The last note that I got here, friend of the show, Marie Shariko. Shariko. Sorry, I always fuck up your last name, and I'm so very sorry. Very helpful friend, very supportive. Person who shares things. Person who comes out to shows and shit when she's available. Be more like Marie. She was like posting about on Threads about how she likes to like drink non-alcoholic wine and take an edible, so then it feels like you're drinking. I posted that I like to do that with non-alcoholic beers and like drink at the level, so like it creeps up at the same amount of time, and it feels like I'm drinking, but still stay sober from alcohol. And like some fucking like health, like La Jolla substance abuse place like commented in the Threads and was like, mixing substances could be a problem, but whatever fits your vibe. And I was like, what fits my vibe is like doing the thing that helps me not relapse for the last 5 years. Like I've been off of alcohol for over 5 years and have not relapsed once. And like, so if I need to have an edible and drink some NA beers and not ruin my life, that's what I'm gonna do. What I'm not gonna do is listen to a random Threads account that's like verified, so that means that they paid for it. So like you're gonna pay for social media and then tell me that I shouldn't have non-alcoholic beers and edibles. And like, if you're in a substance abuse program, you know that giving unsolicited advice to somebody without knowing what their story is very dangerous. Like something as easy as that, like a rehab facility reaching out and being like, you're doing it all wrong, could throw somebody back into drinking. I mean, they should understand. I don't think they understand, but I don't think normal people understand how close to like relapsing people dealing with addiction issues are, maybe all the time. And it's like at the times when they shouldn't. Like the closest, and it wasn't ever really close. Like I didn't ever need to like call somebody or like make sure to keep like have Ashley keep alcohol not in the house. Like I didn't need to worry about any of that. But like it was like, oh, like having thoughts of like, oh, I don't know, like maybe I could like be able to have a beer or two again. Like we've gone long, like we've shown that we can go without it. So like we've stopped before. We could stop again if it gets out of control. Like the closest I was to like letting that win was like after my 5-year anniversary of drinking. And it's like times like that are like when it's more like when things are going good. Like on Bones, Booth relapses on betting after he has a kid, because like a good life thing can throw things into a tizzy. So like, I don't know, something like a rehab facility telling you that you're not doing it right could kick you into like relapsing, and they should know that instead of going online and like telling people that. So like, I don't know, that's the whole overarching thing of like, but it, like they look good reaching out to people online saying shit like that. Like that's good advertising for them, but they're actually doing harm. And that's kind of like how like I shared, like I got a comment on another clip where I had to like let the person know that like, yes, this is a joke, but I need you to understand that like you agreeing with this value or like thinking it's funny is fine. Thinking like, or agree which, have whatever beliefs you fucking want to have. I don't give a fuck. Vote for whoever. I'm not going to change your vote, right? But like, I need you to understand that like, do not follow me if you think that I have that same thought, right? And like, a girl was like, hey, this was like really well done. And I said, thank you. But like, I was going to explain it further to this person who's probably not even real, who's probably a bot. And it's going to happen with the things that I fuck around with, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I can handle that. I know what my intentions are. I have no problem fighting for myself, or against myself, honestly. But like, I know that that's going to get latched onto, but I also forget that like, in this society, and I know we did a whole podcast on it, like we're rewarded for saying the right thing, not doing the right thing. And so like, fuck me for like doing the right thing and then kind of talking like a shithead and like a dirtbag from time to time. Like, sorry for being a good person and talking shit. I should be a shitty person and say nice things. Like that's what, not you, the royal you. That's what society wants from you. They want a rehab facility in people's fucking DMs and on their timeline telling them that they're doing the wrong thing and that they need to get like healthier on their program, not actually helping anybody get healthy by letting them vent and cope and shit like that. But whatever, just like let people fucking live, unless they're being dangerous to other people. Like, the guy yelling at me at Planned Parenthood, I'm sure that he's got a nice family. He super cares. He thinks that they're murdering children in there. And if you thought somebody that was murdering children in your neighborhood, you'd probably do something about it. So like, is his energy directed in the wrong way? Sure, but he's not like hurting anybody. He's not a medical professional telling you not to do it. He's not, like, he's telling you that the Bible's saying that it's better, which is like a bad idea. The Bible's not good for telling reproductive health. A book that was like loosely written 2,000 years ago, but not really. So I mean, like, let that guy live. I mean, you know, like, people want to be pissed about like the protesters outside of Planned Parenthood. Like, they're doing the same thing that we do about like the things that, like, maybe they're right, and like him just protesting, that's his right. Like, he's allowed to fucking do that. And he's not like, oh, so he's kind of shaming people, but like, okay, we're gonna be happy with like a guy shooting a CEO in the street. Like, I understand that one thing is like morally okay versus the other thing, but like this guy is like actively trying to save lives, and we would say that he's the worst person that we saw that week when a literal murderer we're propping up as a hero, and I think he's a hero. So like, I don't know, just like be cool to everybody and let people live. And here we are, fucking longer than I thought we would be on my stupid rant. But no, thank you guys for your patience as always. I hope you like the new background. I'm trying to do cool shit with it. We got the paintings. I got the alien. I got my little tortoise down here. I'm trying to feature a new record each time. I saw Tom Segura do it on his podcast, and I think it's fun, so I'm going to try to do that. Because I've got like a whole stack of records over here. So we went with Amy on this one. And I wasn't even planning on talking about the rehab thing. But like, come on. What a better spokesperson for the episode than Amy Winehouse. Rest in peace to Amy Winehouse. But no, RayRobertsComedy.com, at RayRobertsComedy on everything. Be good to each other. Be good to me. Thank you for your support. I know I was a little rough on you today, but you're not this far into the podcast anyways. And if you are and not sharing shit, what the fuck, right? All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.